continuation of the previous video. So the very last part G, from this population, find Q3. You remember that Q3, either there's Q3 or Q upper quartile. So these are different notations. So which is referring to the 75th percentile. Okay, so it's very much your question could be find the Q3 or Q upper quartile or 75th percentile or things like Q1 or Q, you remember that Q low thing, or the 25th percentile, things like that. Okay, so here Q3, so the population goes like that. You want to figure out a value over here, leaving 75% below. So that write the equation. If you write a x less than Q3, so that is the Q3 value. So it's going to be 0.75. This area going to be 0.75. That, so the same as in the previous part. So here convert into so just like over there, okay, convert into z. So this minus the mu divided by the standard deviation. So this is going to be this will turn into z, and this that. So here this 0.75. Okay, so you need to get very much this value from the z table. Okay, so from the z table, when you look at from the z table, so you're looking at the area from here to here. So all the way area, this part 0.75, so this is 0.5, so this got to be 0.25. Okay, so you need to look at this inside the z table as close as possible. Okay, so if you look at the as close as possible, so you look at here, got to be so 0.25, see 0.25, so right here, so in between those two values. Okay, so this value is the closest value actually. So here is going to be 0.67. Okay, so 0.67 or 0.68, depend on the case. Okay, but in this case is that unless exactly in the middle. If it is in the middle, get the average of those two values. Okay, so but in this case somewhat closer to this than that, so I would go with that, but it's going to be in between. Okay, so if you want more accurate answer, you can linearly interpolate, but answer should not be, has to be in between that. Precisely in this case actually has to be that, because this is close. Okay, 0.67, so or that. So here then solve for this equation, so this is going to be 503.35. or if you get this one, you will get a slightly bigger value than that. Okay, so that's the upper quantile QU. Okay, so if you want the Q1, so the same way. Okay, so you know how to figure out the Q3, Q1, and so on. So say for example, if you want to figure out the interquartile range, so you already know that this is this minus that. Please look at your previous notes. You figure out this and figure out that, get the difference, that will give you the interquartile range. Okay, so all right, so the next example is that suppose this scores is approximately normally distributed. So it says that normally distributed with a mean score of 70 points and the standard deviation of 10 points. So that mu is 70 and the standard deviation is 10. It is decided to give A's to 10% of the students and B's to 23% of the students. Find what scores should be assigned for A's and B's. Okay, so that's the first part of the question. The curve, now is you already know that the scores, they are normally distributed with a mean 70 and the standard deviation 10. So it's a curve like that, centered around 70. So you want to figure out a cutoff for A's and cutoff for B's. So essentially, according to the question, you need to give exactly 10% of the A's. So of course top 10% of the students will get A's. So if you write the equation now, you need to find a cutoff for A such that the probability X less than that. So I'm looking at this way now, less area from here to here got to be 90%. If you reverse this sign, so then got to be 10%. Okay. So for the cutoff for B, 23% of the students should get B's. So in other words, kind of it implies that next 23% students will get B's. Okay, so 10% A's, 23% B's. So in other words, if you are looking at the area from here to here, all the way is 33%. So when you write down the equation x minus x less than b, the cutoff b, the area from here to here, okay? So if this is 33%, 0.5 minus that 0.33, 0.17. So we already know that this is 0.5. Area from here to here is going to be 0.67. 0.5 plus that, 0.67. So these are the two equations. Okay, so then after that, then you convert into z and read the z table to get those values. So here the first part, so you convert into z, so get rid of the mean divided by the standard deviation. The mean is 70 divided by the 10. So this is that. So from the z table now, you need to, so this is, we are dealing with the z table. Okay, so here your z table, you are getting this value. So you need to, this got to be, so this is 0.5. So this got to be 0.4. Okay, so here you need to look for this value as close as possible inside the z table. So inside the z table, so that this is the closest value, 1.28. So this is going to be, this value is going to be a minus 70 divided by 10, 1.28. The a is going to be cross multiply. A value is going to be 82.8. So basically, anybody with 82.8 or higher will get A's. Okay, so part B, so this is similar now. So the z, let's convert into z, so minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So this is going to be 0.67. So you need to look at inside the z now, you're looking at, so here is 0. So we are looking at, so 0.5, this is 0.5, this total area all the way from here to here must be that. So 0.17, all right. So in the z table, so inside the table, look for the 0.17. So here, right there, this is exactly that value. So here 0.44, so that value got to be 0.44. So that is B is going to be 74.4. Okay. So the cutoff for B is going to be 74.4. So you need to give for this value all the way up to this A value, the B. So that way you are essentially giving 23% B's. Okay. So find Q1. Q1 is the 25th percentile or QL. Okay. So here 25th percentile. So it's pretty much the same now. Okay. So X less than Q1 is 0.2425. So convert into Z, 0.25. So here is that. So it's on the other side. So but you go to look at your Z table on this side. So you are essentially from the Z table, from your Z table, you are reading this part. Since this is 0.25, this got to be 0.25 as well. So look for this value inside the Z table. That is going to be that or that. Okay. So it's going to be, but this value is 0.67. But we want this. This is minus 0.67. All right. So this is this, which is that, is going to be minus 0.67. So find the Q1 value is going to be cross multiply 70 minus that is going to be 63.3. So the Q1 or the lower quartile is going to be 63.1. 1. So if you want interquartile range, so we already know this. So find this Q3, so which is 75th percentile. So here you write the equation again. So do that. So then now this is going to be the other way around now. Okay. So here the 0 up to whatever this value. Okay, so you're looking at 0.25 here because this is 0.5. This is going to be 0.75. So this inside the z table, this is the closest value, plus value. So in this case it was negative because you had to put the negative sign. So now it's plus. So this Q3 is going to be that. So the interquartile range is going to be this value minus the Q1 is going to be 13.4. Okay. So when you read the this is figuring out the cutoff. Okay. So I'll stop here and I'll look at another example in the next one. Okay.